Hello class and welcome here to Module 7. Can you believe it? We are technically in the final module before the Module 8, which is considered to be our cumulative assessment module. That will be when you take your final exam and you have like one other final discussion thread to participate in. But when it comes to topics, this will be the final module that we're engaging in any type of economic topics, economic factors, definitions that are surrounding our microeconomics class. So, what we're going to talk about international trade and policies this week. Okay, that's going to be the foundation of our module and your assignment base along with your other activities that you're going to actually be engaging in. Just a few things here, okay? Some official business here that we need to look in and take care of. The first thing that I want to make straightforward here to the class, this was an announcement that I made a little bit earlier this morning. I made the decision to extend the due date on anyone within the courses that happen to be behind on missing assignments. Instead of assignments being due at July the 22nd, at 11:59, I made the decision to give you an additional 4 days to complete any missing work. So I am extending the deadline to this Friday, the 26th at 11:59. Have all assignments submitted to avoid getting a complete zero within that engaged activity or within that engaged assignment. Okay, and this applies through modules 1 through 6. You see that I highlighted the font there in black. This is modules 1 through 6. I expect your module 7 assignments to be turned in on time, class, and that would be next Sunday, July the 28th at 11:59. You will submit your module 7 assignments along with taking the post test on time. And then that's going to lead us into the following week with module 8. And I would definitely be referencing that more as we get into the week. By the middle of the week, I'll have an announcement concerning that, and probably towards the end of the week as well, also put up an additional video which will give you some final instructions, and that will be actually uploaded into Module 8 itself in terms of what I expect for the class to officially close out and complete this course. So again, July 26th, for those that have missing assignments out there, you have not submitted those assignments, modules 1 through 6, what you can do is you have 4 additional days to complete that coursework along with the activities and submit it over to me. So with that being said, module 7, we're going to go into that, and just some pointers here that I want to hit that's kind of correlating around the Module 7 content. Another thing here before I get into that, okay, I will have a Zoom availability meeting that will be coming up. That's going to be this Thursday, July the 25th from 5 to 6:30. So I will create the meeting and I will share the link in Zoom a little bit later on. And I will probably do that kind of like on maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't want the class to forget. I know that you all are also taking other courses as well as fulfilling your other professors' needs. I'm not going to say demands. I'll say needs, what they require for the student body to complete to get an efficient grade of completion within their course. But I will probably post that within the next 2 days as a reminder of the Zoom meeting that will be coming up. It's not mandatory again, you all. But it will be when I'm available, and it will be from 5 to 6:30 this Thursday, July the 25th. I just made it a habit and a trend to have these meetings every Thursday. I think it works out best for everybody. Some of you have utilized that time. But if you have any questions, okay, I advise you to log into the Zoom meeting. I am on standby. I'm at my work desk at my computers from 5 to 6:30. So we are in Module 7, as that has been made available to you. It was made available this past Wednesday, and we are going to talk about international trade and finance. So To me, this is more of a global macro term, okay? Not really emphasizing on micro, but it's macro. When you think about global terms, global contingencies, that's kind of centered around macroeconomics. Why do I say that? It's because policy is different for every nation. Economic impacts and factors are also different for every nation. Not every nation, okay, is experiencing a stage of stagflation or a stage of inflation or a stage of progression within their economy. You also have to look at the different factors of production as they do differ from nation to nation. Okay, as a matter of fact, some nations, when you think about it, their factors of production are just reliable only on tourism. While some, okay, happen to be let's say not environmental, but industrial. Okay, you have to look at the automobile industry. Okay, that's another factor of production. You have some nations, okay, where that's one of their factors of production that actually adds to their GDP. That happens to be their gross domestic product. And then also you have other factors of production like real estate. The real estate market, okay, here in the United States, it does rely heavily, okay, on the current state as well as the nature of where we stand in terms of our current economic status. So we do look at the real estate market, okay? Is the real estate market thriving? Is it crashing? Where are the current interest rates at, as a matter of fact, when you think about it, okay, when it comes to purchasing homes or real estate property? So that's one of our factors of production that we rely heavily on, that economists actually do evaluate when it comes to looking at how our GDP is contributed when it comes from our various factors of production. So again, let's kind of reference a little bit here. I kind of want to share some stuff with you here concerning international trade. Now, you know what was formerly considered to be NAFTA. That was our trade agreement with Mexico as well as Canada. When President Trump was in office in his term back in 2016, he dissolved NAFTA and made it USMCA. Okay, so that was a hope and an endeavor to restructure the North American Trade Agreement, hoping, okay, that it would trigger more manufacturing sectors here within our country. As you know, a lot of industries, when it came to manufacturing, relocated their plants when it came to industrial aspects from the United States to Mexico, for example, or to another nation. And why did they do that? You know what we talked about last week in our module concerning wages? It was to pay those workers in those other countries a lesser wage compared to keeping these factories of industrial and manufacturing development here within the United States. All right. And then, of course, you have to pay your workers a more competitive wage compared to other workers, let's say, in other nations. So think about that when it comes to international trade as well as agreement. And this is an article. I probably will share the link if you're interested. You can read over this article and you can get more of an in-depth understanding of the amendment to NAFTA as it was converted over to the USMCA agreement between Mexico and Canada. Also, outsourcing. That is a key economic term. Maybe it's not expressed enough in microeconomics, but however, though, it does have a microeconomic impact. And I will tell you the reason why. Okay, so we're one of the leading countries, okay, when it comes to different agreements that we make with China, when it comes to outsourcing products from them. As a matter of fact, from a micro perspective, when you go to the store and when you purchase various products, okay, it could range from a variety of products. If you notice the labels, you will see made in China. Toys, as a matter of fact, is a prime example. A lot of toys happen to be made in China. They're also made in other countries, don't get me wrong, but you will see made in China in a lot of toys. And not just toys, but also other products that we happen to also purchase as well. This is also another link I will probably share with you. A very intriguing link here, okay, when it comes to numbers in terms of what we've exported to China, in terms of what China exported over to us. Okay, kind of doing a comparison analysis here in terms of how we rank for economic complexity, and then also leading companies as well, okay, that are centered around exporting goods from China here to the United States. So I will probably eventually, maybe in the next day or so, I will just probably tag these links into the Module 7 content. Just some things that you can research, and what you can do is you can further elaborate these things into the discussion question. So that's something to kind of think about as we progress along within the week. So the standing rule, of course, in terms of due dates here, your pre-assessments and when those will be due, of course, July the 26th will be your discussion thread. I expect that to be posted on Friday. Make sure you take the pre-quiz as well. Okay, you do get points earned for that. Do not skip the pre-quizzes class. Those are vital. Those are points earned. And then also at your leisure, when you need to look at the different SmartBook activities, those are made available. Not a specific due date preferred to that. I just kind of wrap it up and put the due date for Sunday. Okay, so that can be active and visual for the students to be able to utilize. And then, of course, your main assignments, which would be your Connect assignment here, that's going to be due Sunday night, along with the written Canvas assignment, and then your post-test. You would take all of that towards the end of the week, and it will be due on Sunday night. Okay, so this is Module 7. This is really the official module that we're going to cover content and new terms before we actually lead into Module 8, which will be made available to you on Wednesday. And Module 8 will include the final exam. And I definitely will be putting up a video with specific instructions and what to study for precisely to take the final exam. Now, if anybody asks, Professor Black, do we have to come on campus? My apologies to the class here, because one thing that I did not realize when it came to the blurbs of the syllabus is that when I uploaded the syllabus into the Canvas section, is that there is a requirement to come on campus, and there is no requirement. You are going to take this final exam 100% online. So you will access the final exam template, the protocol, for example, just like you do your written assignments on Canvas. Once you complete the assignment, you will upload it to me and submit it into the file, the folder that I have available. Or you can also take a photo, but I have specific instructions concerning those photos. They have to be visible and legible for me to look at and understand and critique in terms of the grading. And I will be grading this final exam based on a rubric. Want to let you know that. Okay, everyone. Hope you are enjoying your Sunday here. It's July the 21st as you go into a new week, which will be July the 22nd. Some of you may happen to be looking at this video on a Monday. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Do not hesitate to send me a message through the Canvas messaging system. And I will have, again, what I referenced a little bit earlier, there will be a Zoom availability meeting on Thursday. That will be July the 25th from 5 to 6:30. Take care, everyone, and enjoy your week.